So today we're going to be talking about subtracting complex numbers, and it's basically the same concept as adding complex numbers, except there's just one extra step that is super important that you must do first, okay? So, when subtracting complex numbers, be sure to distribute the subtraction sign, then add the like parts. So this time, you have to handle this subtraction symbol first, and you're going to treat it as like a -1 you're distributing. And so you're going to change the signs of everything behind you. I know you've probably learned in some math, they call it the keep, change. So when you do this, so when you distribute that negative right there, it's going to turn into -15 plus 2i. See how that negative changed this -2i to a positive 2i? And then this negative changed the positive 15 to a -15. Once you've done that, then we go back to the addition rules, and you're going to combine like terms. That 5 plus the -15 gave us that -10, and then that 10i plus 2i gave you the 12i, and that was your answer. Okay? So just one extra step in this lesson from the addition one, all right? All right, so example 1, okay? So first things first is you're going to have to distribute the subtraction symbol first, okay? So I'm going to distribute the subtraction symbol. So you bring down the first set, 5 minus 4i. That negative times that -5 makes that a positive 5. And that negative times positive 7i makes that a -7i. And then after you do that, we're back to combining like terms. So you've got a positive 5 and a positive 5, which make a 10. And then you're going to combine your imaginary numbers, and it's -4i and -7. So you're saying -4i minus 7i, okay? And you're just going to get -11i. And that is your final answer, okay? So just one extra step. All right. Number 2, same thing here. I see I've got subtraction there. So we're going to distribute that subtraction symbol. Bring down your first set, -5 plus 3i. That negative times that positive is going to be -4. And then that negative times that negative is going to be positive 5i. After you distribute the negative, we go back to our addition rules. -5 minus 4. And you can use Desmos. You can have your calculator beside you. I'm just doing these in my head. But if you need to, just type -5 minus 4. And you'll get -9. Okay. Then I'm going to do the imaginary numbers. And so that's a positive 3i and a positive 5i. So that's going to be a positive 8i. So my final answer in simplest form is going to be -9 plus 8i. Okay, so all we're doing is simplifying the expressions. Now, this one is a combination, okay? You see I've got a negative and a positive, but you're going to do the same thing, okay? So, I don't do anything to the first set, so I'm just going to bring it down. -7 plus 7i. But then I come to this subtraction symbol, and I'm going to have to distribute it before I can get rid of those parentheses. So it's going to be a negative times a negative, and it's going to give me a positive 7. Then it's a negative times another negative, which is going to make a positive 3i. Now this is addition. With addition, you don't have to distribute anything, so you just bring it down. So I'm going to bring down the -7 and the -8i. Once you've done that, then you're going to combine your like terms. So let's collect all of our reals. -7 and a positive 7, well, that just cancels each other out, correct? They're inverses. So that cancels, but then I have a -7, so that's all I'm left with. So I'm going to bring down that -7. Then I have my imaginary numbers. So I have a 7i plus a 3i. That gives me a 10i. Minus 8i will give me a plus 2i. Okay, so to get that 2i, I said 7i plus 3i minus 8i. So the 7i and 3i gave me 10i, minus 8i gave me the 2i. Okay, so if you didn't know how I got that 2i, there you go. And then that's your final answer. There's nothing else I can simplify there. All right. Next one, this is the double subtraction, okay? So you bring down your first set, so I'm going to bring down the negative 4 minus 7i. I've got to distribute this negative, which changes everybody's sign, so it'll be minus 4 minus 5i. Bring down the negative again, and I've got negative 2 plus I. Now you see how I is by itself? Remember when you have a variable, same thing with an I. There is an understood 1 in front of that variable. So there's an understood 1 right there, okay, if that helps you out when you're combining your stuff. So we're going to get all our reals. So negative 4 and negative 4 is negative 8. Then negative 8 and negative 2 will be negative 10. So how I got that 10 is I brought all my reals down. Negative 4, negative 4, negative 2. Negative 4 and negative 4 is negative 8. Bring down that 2. Negative 8 and negative 2 is what gave me the negative 10. Okay? All right, so now your imaginaries. Imaginaries are the negative 7i, the negative 5i, and the positive 1. So over here I'm going to say negative 7i minus 5i plus 1i. All right, so negative 7 and negative 5, that gives me negative 12i. Bring down the plus 1i. And then negative 12 plus 1 is going to give me negative 11i. Okay? So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to put negative 11i. And that is my answer. Okay? All right, let's do another one. So if you look, it's all subtraction, okay? But this last section over here doesn't have an imaginary number. That's fine, okay? So we bring down the first parentheses, negative 1 plus I. If you want to write that 1 there, that is fine, okay? I need to distribute this negative subtraction symbol, which is going to be plus 7 minus 4i. And then distribute the subtraction, and that makes that a negative 5. So we're going to bring down our reals, okay? And our reals are negative 1, 7, and negative 5. So negative 1 plus 7 minus 5. That is going to give us positive 1. Yep. So we're just going to write 1 there, okay? Then we're going to get our imaginary numbers. You've got 1i, and then you have a negative 4i. So 1 minus 4 is going to be negative 3i. Okay? And that's your answer. All right, so that is it for subtracting complex numbers.